Today, it is several times more expensive to transport goods just 1,700 kilometers from Douala in Cameroon to N'Djamena in Chad than it is for those same goods to be transported almost 12,000 kilometers to Shanghai, China. How on earth can it be more expensive to fly goods to the other side of the world and 7 times further away than it is to transport them a short distance by road to a neighboring country? At first, this seems to make no sense, but there is a simple answer. Barriers to trade. There are so many restrictions on trade between Chad and Cameroon that it is cheaper to send goods across the world than it is to a neighbor. Fortunately, this won't always be the case. The recent implementations of the African Continental Free Trade Area, known as the AFCFTA, will drastically reduce the cost of trading between African countries. While reducing trade barriers alone will create substantial economic benefits to all Africans, the knock-on effects of economic liberalization will transform many aspects of the continent's economy. First, the AFCFTA will go a long way in helping African states overcome something that has been a challenge for many since independence: increasing manufacturing output. Today, for more than 3/4 of African nations, commodities account for more than 70% of their total exports. While there is nothing necessarily wrong about producing commodities, raw materials are more likely to be prone to price fluctuations, which means reliance on them risks greater economic volatility and unstable business environments. The good news is that when African nations trade with each other, the products they trade are more than 3 times more likely to be higher valued manufactured goods. As the AFCFTA will increase intra-African trade, it means African states will increase manufacturing, diversify their exports, and create a more stable business environment. To an extent, by increasing manufacturing, the AFCFTA could even help kickstart Africa's industrial revolution. This is great news, as wherever it has occurred, industrialization has lifted millions out of poverty, extended life expectancies, and improved living conditions. Next, the AFCFTA will also improve the economic prospects of Africa's agricultural sector. Incredibly, Africa is blessed with 60% of the entire world's arable land, yet the continent is a net importer of food. This is partly a result of the trade restrictions agricultural producers face after all. The average tariff on agricultural goods in Africa is almost 20%. As the AFCFTA will remove some of these barriers, food will begin flowing more easily across the continent, leading to cheaper prices for consumers and larger markets for producers to sell their goods. Cheaper food and fuller stomachs will result in enormous economic and humanitarian benefits for the continent. Third, there is a chance that the implementation of the AFCFTA will spur entrepreneurialism. Despite the continent's great traditions of innovation and creativity, in 2017, Africa registered just 1,300 patents. This amount is a fraction of Asia with almost 600,000 registered patents, or Europe with 116,000. What's more, the majority of patents in Africa are registered by non-residents. This is not the case in the rest of the world. This disparity exists in large parts because of the hefty costs associated with registering a patent. For example, in Kenya and Ethiopia, patent registration fees are a staggering 13 times and 8 times the average income, respectively. By contrast, in the US, patent registration fees are 0.1 times average incomes. These costs make it difficult for African entrepreneurs, especially the young and unemployed, to innovate and start profitable enterprises. To make matters even worse, in many cases, new technologies are required to be registered in every country they enter. It is hoped that either by unilaterally lowering the cost of patent registration and ensuring mutual recognition of patents across the continent, the AFCFTA will mean entrepreneurs can more easily reap the rewards of their innovation. This is all quite exciting for the future of Africa. The AFCFTA will have many positive impacts across several sectors that will help improve the lives of millions. However, it is important to recognize that the AFCFTA is also facing many hurdles. To find out more about what these hurdles are and to keep up with our work on African trade, subscribe to the IATP YouTube channel or visit www.theiatp.org.